Can I say something because I just saw this comment and Pleasant respond, and I've been hearing what some white people have been saying. When I say stuff about white people, don't take it as an attack on you. If you're not racist, then fine. But be very careful when you do that, because if someone's talking about racist white people and you speak up, they're going to take it as, oh, well, you felt offended, so you must be one of them. And I don't want you to be caught in the crossfires of being called a racist white person. Please, like, I get how you feel, but how I feel, I'm valid, because I faced a lot of things said to me by racist white people that have really hurt my community. There's been more anti-black from racist white people than that. Like, these white people have no right to tell me I'm not black. And I do have a right to feel that way. When I say something about white people, I'm talking about racist white people, because I always feel like not enough people are literally speaking up when it comes to the racism that I'm facing. And like, I had one white person in my DMs a while back tell me we all bleed the same. And it just literally affects me, because it's like, no, we don't. You don't know what it's like to be a black person in America, especially a black man who gets targeted by the police. This woman who had a baby that was a dark-skinned black woman had police shoot into her house first before asking questions. She almost got unalived. Thankfully, she survived, but it was a scary moment because she didn't know what was going on. She saw holes going through her walls. She was standing there, and then that's when she had realized they were shooting into her apartment. Like, she could have lost her baby. She could have lost her life if she didn't realize. I don't hate all white people, but I don't know how to say this without, like, sorry, Romeo and Juliet's on in the background. I don't know how to say this without not being offended to white people, and I don't want to be rude and say, well, you don't have a right to feel how you feel, but I feel in a sense, white people do have to acknowledge, and this goes for all of them. Sorry, I'm not gonna be, how do I say this? Well, I am gonna say, like, inherently racist. Let me say something. I'm inherently a lot of things, right? Because I'm not part of the LGBTQIA plus community, I am inherently homophobic, transphobic, etc. If I'm not actively fighting against these things. I'm inherently anti-black. I'm inherently colorist because I'm a light-skinned person. We are all inherently something, and we do have to own that. Now, if you guys take that some sort of way, don't be mad, okay? You guys need to know the definition of inherently before you come at people. Because people can be inherently something. People can be inherently whatever it is they're not a part of. And that's everyone. Someone can be inherently ableist. If you're not disabled, you're inherently ableist. It's not saying that you're racist. I'm not saying you are racist. But we do have to fight against these systems that oppress a lot of us. And the thing is if we're not actively fighting against it, you know, and I'm not attacking anyone, okay? Inherently does not mean you are racist. It's just, you know, please do research and look up definitions. I don't want, I'm sorry, but when people of minds that are white supporters, I don't want to be rude, but that lady, right? And that's why I said it, jumped at the opportunity to tell me to get a job. She is white. Imagine telling a black person to get a job. You don't know why a person of color does not have a job. It could be hard for someone to get a job. Trust me, me being black, me being a woman, and me having a learning disability, you know, I'm disabled, but not in the way that, you know, I have a learning disability. It's 10 times hard for me to get a job. And when people say, nah, you're lying, it's easy. Like, we gotta stop telling people to get a job if you don't know, because it's hard for black people to get a job. For her to say get a job, she was always jumping at that chance because she's a white person. I'm sorry, but I don't understand tone policing me, but not what other people say. And I'm not trying to be rude, but we're mad at my response, but not what the person said to make me respond like that, right? Because I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of white people always hopping at the chance to tell a black person to get a job. It's not her right. I'm sorry. It is literally not her right to sit here and tell me. Like, I don't go all over the internet and tell people to get a job that I don't know. I don't know why it's hard for them to get a job. I won't go to someone's live stream and be like, you're on here begging, you need to go get a job. Just as I see it's hard for me, it could be hard for them. And I don't know their situation of why they cannot get a job. But when white people jump at the chance to spew these stereotypes of black people, it just rubs me the wrong way. I'm sorry, it just does. And as far as the ancestors owning slaves thing that I said, I feel like, okay, I always say I don't want to be rude, but you guys do understand I have to be black first because I'm black. But when it comes to that, if your ancestors never owned slaves, like, you gotta be careful when you not insert yourself, but when you say something that isn't true about you. Because at the end of the day, if you say something in response and you say, well, my ancestors never had slaves, you're gonna get jumped on. I'm just saying, because I don't want people to get jumped on because they're gonna be like, well, if it didn't apply to you, why did you answer? You guys have to understand, if it doesn't apply, let it fly, please. I'm not out here to attack every white person, but you gotta understand that a lot of white people have come to my page and it has harmed my community. I do have to speak up. Like, I try not to get emotional, but I don't want to feel invalidated with my feelings because of how white people have treated me. The anti-black that I've seen, this white girl literally spewing her hatred. This is not the stuff that Pleasant has said and all this other stuff. It really greatly, it doesn't, well, it kind of affects me because the stuff that a lot of these white people have said to me has harmed my community, has caused black people to get unalived. Like, Pleasant using the N-word. The N-word has caused black people to be unalived. You do have to understand that. And I have, like, the way I feel, it's, you know, it's because I go at racist white people. Again, I shouldn't have to say that, but I can't post every DM. I just deleted. I can't share every remark I've received. But when that one person messaged me and was like, we all bleed the same, I literally hate that statement, because no, we don't. And the reason why they say that is to diminish. And I feel like a lot of white people, and I'm not saying this towards a specific white person, but a lot of white people on my page have been diminishing racism by saying, all you ever do is talk about racism, and white people telling me that I have no right to talk about the racism that white people face. Or I mean, not face, they don't face racism, I mean they spew. Like, you're gonna be racist and then tell me not to speak about it. Please, racism still exists. I just don't like it when racist white people try to tell me I'm not allowed to speak about race. If we don't, it's gonna continue. We're supposed to just let it happen. I don't like that. A lot of people have made a living off of TikTok, and some of them, their whole TikTok, there was one girl that I saw, right? She got wrongfully banned because she was black. Yes, and it is about race. And she was literally asking people to help get her account back because she said, this is my living. This is all I have. Like, I don't have, like, you know, all my money is on TikTok, and they, like, just took it away in an instant. Like, don't want to be me when I say this. You should, like, people should have other means of making money outside of TikTok. Like, you know, I feel like other people, this is just my opinion, should find ways on other apps to make money and not just solely keep it on TikTok. But if TikTok gets banned, a lot of people are going to lose their income, their living income, and it's going to be sad. And I've never understood like them trying to say it's safety reasons. If they care about America's safety, where are the gun laws? We've had how many mass shootings alone? Like left and right, all I'm hearing is shooting this, shooting that, shooting this, shooting that. Especially in my city. Like police involved shooting. A man shooting back at police. Like we have to like our government is not for us. If they literally care about Americans and the safety of Americans, why did they take women's rights away? Why are they doing things to harm Americans but talk about protecting Americans when they literally contaminate our waters, when they literally pollute our air, when they literally consistently do things to keep us sick and ill and in the hospital? They didn't care to do anything before COVID got really bad.
Everybody's saying it's time for Madonna to retire after.
Thank you.
I wanted to say something about the Madonna video I shared. That's incredibly insensitive. And then to say what she said, like, that's not even an apology. You literally said, why are you sitting down? I just don't get it, how you don't understand that handicap seats are up front. And why would you even feel the need to be like, why are you sitting down? And then realize the person's in a wheelchair and be like, oh, I'm sorry. Thanks for coming. Or didn't even say, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I forgot what she said. She didn't even apologize and was like, thank you for coming though. Like, that wasn't even an apology. That was literally ableism. Like, how are you a performer, right? Because you're literally a celebrity. You performed. You've been to concerts. Not know that disabled seats are up front.